Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Trails of Cold Steel 2. Last time, that damn crow betrayed us all. Osborn's been shot and presumed to be killed. And of course, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. And I got a phone notification immediately. If I see anything bad in chat, I'm going to get a little irate. Oh crap, okay, we've spent too long on the main menu. Please note, this is not a first playthrough. For anyone who tries to ask me that question, I'm going to slowly go mad over that. I wish I was able to play on PlayStation so that I could, you know, show all my files. Unfortunately, I can't trick family into thinking that a PS5 is an Xbox. So we aren't doing that. Anyway, we'll be playing on normal because that just makes sense. And we'll use our clear data, which means we get, since our level was high enough for a singular Sarin powder attack one, and 100 times all Sabbath. Yay! That's useful. And since we got rank A1, we get the silver emblem. If we happened to have gotten A0, we would have gotten a gold emblem, which would have been better. But we didn't, so who cares?
I was bewildered. I was impatient. I felt overwhelming disappointment with myself and anger at my own weaknesses.
We failed to save the day. Ha 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 ha. Why did I do that to the tune of Crazy Train? Was it Crazy Train? No, whichever.
Now I know I'm standing among.
No, it was Iron Man.
But even with that, I've got no regrets about coming to Thor's.
I got my black
None at all.
swung. I am a failure.
Well, you sound like a good guy to have around when the going gets tough.
But getting to know you two showed me that there are nobles who live up to that name.
You just keep reminding me how unlike a noble you truly are.
Before I came to the academy, I was a Jaeger.
Wish the dialogue was showing up on the screen, but hey.
I can't believe it! My very first class trip! We're gonna have the best time!
You deserve the chance to earn that legacy you were talking about. To leave a light for those who'll come after.
So brilliant was my time at the academy that those feelings consumed my every thought, my every waking moment.
The game started in March.
The time I spent with my classmates was something that, in so many ways, changed me.
Those 8-ish months?
The strict yet kind instructors who
Well, the best months ever.
the people
And now it
we
all
met
goes
as we
downhill.
traveled across the country.
Nah, I'm joking. Downhillness, but
The time spent with them, my memories of them, were like a truly radiant light. And somewhere, a part of me thought that radiance would continue shining for ages to come. But all it took was a single bullet to bring everything crashing down.
Go finish your speech in hell.
That bullet sparked a fire which grew and grew before our eyes, evolving into a great flame that smothered our light in an instant.
Well played, Rust.
Osborn,
There were no exceptions,
no.
be it those seemingly never-ending
Oh, it's a
days
shame.
or anything else I've come to treasure.
Resound, resound, O voice everlasting!
Yeah, we're recapping Constant 1 here. I noticed something, and I think I'll talk about it once we're out of the cutscene.
Everything.
Oh no,
was
everyone
reduced to
died
ash.
horribly. No.
But at the end of the day,
You bastard.
that's the real deal. The crow armbrest you've known all this time, he isn't real. He never was.
Back then, I still didn't understand. I didn't know the pure bliss that comes from being with others, nor did I know the ache that comes from parting with them.
Pardon me.
I didn't understand what it meant to truly love someone. I could do was endure the torment of my own sense of powerlessness and bottle up the feelings I could do nothing about. All while trying desperately to fight against that ever-burning flame.
We cut to somewhere in amongst the load of mountains, known as the Isengard Range. I swear I see some jittiness on the monitor, but OBS is showing it a lot more smoothly. I might need to go and rejigger some things, because that doesn't seem right.
Where am I? How did I get here? I feel like I was fighting, and then... Am I dreaming?
Nope.
Of course not. So you've finally woken up.
You're...
And I wish it were, but this is no dream. This is reality. Cold, cruel reality. And you're going to need to
reality
accept
sucks.
that,
Who knew?
because you haven't got time to waste. His core's been damaged, which means he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So you're going to need to protect yourself, Ashen Awakener.
Well, things certainly aren't going too well to begin with, since this is literally carrying on straight away from the end of the first game. It's nice when a game does this sometimes, if it's going to be an overarching story. It's on the 29th of November, 1204, and that means Reen's been asleep for about roughly a month. And this is because of the time constraints that there is within between Cold Steel 1 and 2 and Trails to a Shore.
Wait.
We can cast all of that for that reasoning.
What's going on here anyway? What is that thing? Wait, never mind that. What are you?
Celine's a cat.
How am I supposed to answer anything when you keep bombarding me with
And
question
just
after
quick list it. That's Falamar, you're Celine, you're Familiar, and you know. Very easy, no need to be such a
You're
brat
the
about
chosen
it.
one, chosen by a fragment of the...
And as per usual, there's at least more than one person chosen to be representing the
That's right.
thing.
Those fragments were the origin of the great knights that appear in Erebonian legend. At times, they protected people from harm and disaster, while at others, they were the cause of harm and disaster themselves.
Yeah, a giant fuck off knight able to cause untold destruction. Yeah, that would be a cause for harm.
Knight known as the Ashen Knight.
The Ashen Knight? Valimar? Wait. I remember when I called him.
You got it. You've known that name for a while by now, but he's not the only divine knight that's active. The noble faction has one under their control too.
And we'll learn later exactly which ones are also active at this time. Based off of information we won't be getting till Cold Steel 3.
Lost against.
Yeah, well, we won in gameplay, and that's what matters most, in my opinion. Stupid cutscenes. Also, we're not seeing flashbacks to someone staring into the visor of Falamar, because the person we chose to dance with wasn't in that scene. Because we chose Toa. But hey, you know.
He had me fooled too. How could I have known that irresponsible playboy was the Azure Knight's Awakener? He's obviously had plenty of experience piloting it too. He must be pretty dedicated to
Thanks
his
for the reconfirmation. We knew that because he stated that he had it for about 3 years. Playing this game straight away after the first game means that some of this repeating information we already know is a bit but you know.
Take me back to Trista. Take me back to
You're wasting your time. His core was heavily damaged in the battle with the Azure Knight, and despite that, he strained himself flying all the way out here afterwards.
Well, Celine, you were the one that said take him as far away as possible while remaining in Erebonia.
He prioritized
So
your recovery over his own. You exhausted yourself during your first synchronization with him, you know.
Damn it!
we still don't have a sword, so when we do end up being in Valmar, we're just going to end up having to punch things. That's not as efficient as a sword.
This must be somewhere in the Isengard range, on the northern side of the Nortia province.
Huh. I'm surprised you were able to work that out just from a glance. I guess that's what happens when you're raised. Hey, where are you going?
Yeah, the only couch doesn't pick up on the Steam achievements. Cool. The notebook allows us to read the summary of the story thus far, and various other things we will not be having immediately. We can confirm our story objective by pressing the X button, or whichever button that would be on whichever system you're doing. Our triggers do nothing at the moment, which means... oh, yeah. By the way, the start button is to open this map, which allows us to see how far along we've got to walk. Y is for our camp menu, as before, which we'll have to use to get to the notes bit. We lose all our AP, no! And everything's become unavailable, double no. But well. But also, fun thing to point out is that we do start at level 40. Ween does begin with all of his crafts from the previous game: Autumn Leaf Cutter, Motivate, Arc Slash, Gale, and Flame Impact. Now, most of these are basically the same as they were previously, maybe a slight alterations of a few numbers, but Gale gets a nice buff where it's not dependent on the location of a specific enemy. It is, you have more freedom on where you put it.
My stuff's gotta be around here somewhere.
Okay, why is
Since
my
monsters
game
nearby too.
like this? Do I need to...
Be careful.
I don't have a BO back screen. Shit. Right, well, his stuff is there. I'm gonna have to save. My game is being all jittery, so I think I'm going to have to exit out. And hopefully that doesn't crash the stream. So and then I'm gonna reload it. This is on the fly, changing things up. I'm going to change the frame rate to 60 FPS, save and launch. And hopefully that means, because the stream's at 60 FPS. Just 100%, that says 60 out of 60 FPS. Whereas for me, that was not the case. And everything's gone horribly wrong from my screen. There we go. I just had Alt-Tab. Now, while we're loading this up, I do have to say, it's weird that the Trails of Cold Steel 2 logo on the Windows taskbar is a picture of... yeah, it's a picture of Tio from the Crossbell games. Tio does not appear in Cold Steel 2 in any way, shape or form. So that's a bit of a weird thing for Falcom to have done, or Exceed, or whoever. As the game kind of spoils Wing's getting a different outfit. But then again, he's wearing it on the front cover, so anyway. Okay, that looks better on my screen somewhat. It looks fine on the stream still, so we'll carry on now. Thankfully, Wing's equipment just happened to be here. It's not everything that we had, so no evergreens, no. Most of our quartz are gone, which is a shame. But this is the game's way to do the quartz tutorial again. Yippee! Oh, the system is the same as it was last game, so no need to really go too deep into it. Outside of maybe a change in one or two of the numbers slightly, I don't think any major changes occur to the quartz in Cold Steel. But we do notice we've got some black bits next to our quartz slots. Those are levels. We won't be able to upgrade immediately, but we will get access to upgrading. Anywho, we only have force, and I'm not doing the wheel spinning thing because Cold Steel 2, because I've decided that it's Not really, because I called it randomized. It wasn't really randomized that well. It was me spinning a wheel and then there being an actual randomizer. So we'll just have force equipped. We'll put the attack 1 that we got in the fire exclusive slot. And while it's like, oh cool, we've got at least something, we only have a silver emblem which for accessories, which will improve our health and EP to an extent, which is actually quite useful for the early game where it's just Ween. Behold, enemy! Which means we need the combat tutorial. Triple advantage is the same as double advantage really, but they take damage. Double advantage is just like advantage, except now you also gain 10 CP. Advantage is advantage, you take turns beforehand. It's simple as that. Enemy advantage, you shouldn't be having that, that's bad. Also, they changed some of the attack animations. So now Ween has 2 slashes to his attack on the field. We get tutorializations of everything, just as a reminder. And we also get a nice handy circle so we can see Ween's range with his attack. There's not much we can do to begin with because we have no CP, so we'll just have to normal attack. Thankfully, these enemies aren't that bad to take on, especially if you actually equip the Master Cords and not be doing some kind of dumb, stupid challenge one where you can't be equipping Force initially and then dying horribly to some of the trash mobs on the way to the actual boss that you'll be having to encounter. Ween's month of being in hibernation has weakened him to an extent, but he hasn't gone back to level 3, thankfully. Unlike in some of the other games where the level just goes down massively and it's like, why haven't all our levels before? And it's meant to be like, oh, suddenly everything else is now on par with from before, so that's why you're now lower level or something. It's like, every game needs to justify when you lose all your shit. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Hey, slow down a minute.
No.
Well, only one way to find out. If I keep going this way, I should be able to get out of the canyon.
Excuse me.
Okay, I didn't see anything occur on the chat bit, so where's my activity feed?
Hey, say something. Are you mad at me or
Summer
something?
hair midday followed me earlier way at the start of the stream, so hey, thanks for giving me a follow if you're still watching. I apologize for not blindly saying thanks for the follow earlier, because yesterday when I streamed some Mario Kart, one of the people that did follow me, and I didn't have alerts on for whatever reason, I think it's because I have a different scene for the Elgato versus just OBS in general. One definitely turned out to probably be a bot of some kind, so out of 2 follows that occurred very quickly, so, you know,
Right now, I want to focus
my
on
apologies.
finding the others. If I keep going this way, I should end up on the highway at some point.
Sorry, but that's a huge waste of time. It's been over a month since all of that stuff happened back in Trista.
A month? You can't be serious. There's no way it's
Ween
been
should
that
have
long.
died of dehydration long before it's been a
Sure,
month.
don't believe. Like I said,
But
you
magic.
completely exhausted yourself during your first synchronization, and I do mean complete. There was a real chance you could have died.
What?
Things would have
So
gone
you're
very
going to
differently if
walk
that was the
around
case.
with this a mere month. He used what little mana he had left to heal you rather than himself. And just so you know, I've been here this whole time, watching over you. So I really don't think I deserve all of this animosity I'm getting from you.
Well, you were the one that gave the order, so I mean, Ween has every right to be like, oh, you did this to me, meh.
But then, what happened to the others?
Hey! Oh, for heaven's sake!
Invoking the gods, are we, stupid little cat? Anywho, we get told about the mini-map, which ain't gonna be doing much since we're just moving along a singular pathway at this point. Moon suggests using arts. Again, if you're doing a dumb stupid challenge one like I have done in the past to myself, oh goody, we got the 0 arts. That actually is fine, that's good, because that means we're not wasting whatever EP we do have. The idea that arts is better is definitely validated against certain enemies. These falling stones are literally just rocks, but they are weak to fire, so Wynn easily gets to murder them.
Here I go. Okay, it's safe for now.
We carry on down the mountain. Orban charging station. It's, as per usual in the series, you find one of these, you heal your health and your EP, which is good news for survivability, especially when you don't have access to any tears or breaths, or even an Elliot with a holy song. So, you know.
Really try calming down a little, you could at least respond.
Oh. And we got a tear in this chest. Let's equip that, because that's our only way of healing. Outside of items. Bird sounds. Yeah, okay, so there's some flying birds. Breen has an idea to use his S-craft finally. He keeps his S-craft from the... damn it.
We need to regroup.
He keeps his S-craft from... we get a whole bunch of the other normal statuses. So... yes, game, thanks for the reminder on the S-break stuff. So, Wynn keeps her sort of flame slash from the last game as his default S-break. So he's still of... so outside of like the decreasing level, he's still got everything that he needs, that he had at the end of Cold Steel 1. So it's good that we're not just back to, I guess we'll just have to Autumn Leaf Curve everything, because that's the best move, thankfully. Cold Steel 3, for to mention my thankfulness of Falcom though, as per usual. So, wait, why am I trashing Cold Steel 3? I actually like that one.
Hey.
Here I go.
There's a lot of enemies in this bit. In Cold Steel 2, they actually did change one thing with the attack delays. As you may have noticed, the game will actually show attack delay if you delayed an enemy, instead of just you just have to wait until the game goes okay and move it down or not, and that it could be a bit annoying sometimes.
Here I go.
We dodge an attack. That's good. We murder that one, which means we get the health instead of the enemy, and then we kill that one.
Find the others.
This is stressful.
Get out of my turn.
I'm going to kill everything I see, because I know what's coming up.
My turn.
And to think, I probably could have gotten through at least up to partway through Console 3 if I didn't take a massive break for a couple of months.
I need to hurry and find the others.
Then I think Console 1 probably wouldn't have been as good. At least the latter half of the game that I played when I played it, so playing through it. A tier bomb, because tier bombs are probably still not that good at this conjunction.
I'd asked this before and didn't get an answer. Probably because I was bombarding you with question after question. But better late than never, I guess. Just what are you anyway? Why do you know so much about everything? And don't even think of saying you're just an ordinary cat.
Because she's
Last
not.
time I tried talking to a cat, it did not talk back.
Oopsie. Totally forgot about that, didn't I? I'm what you call a familiar. I faithfully serve the witches of the Hexen clan and aid them in fulfilling their duties.
As I stated before, she's a familiar, and specifically for Emma. So we're getting all of our confirmations about all the things we could have been thinking of during several scenes in Cold Steel 1. And the worst thing about it is now we're getting the explanation, but it's not from Emma. It's from the fucking cat.
Based on a true story?
Well, you know what they say. Truth is stranger than fiction. Whether you believe me or not is up to you.
Because
I'm not going to try and
we need to be separated from all class 7. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, someone needs to be explaining shit to him. Oh, the cat. Oh, okay, fair enough.
No reason to doubt you at this point. So, do you serve? Rather, does that mean she's a witch?
She's still a novice, but she is a witch. Yes, my job's more to keep an eye on her, though.
Mm-hmm. Such good keeping an eye on.
I did always get the sense that there was more to Emma than meets the eye. Yes, we were right, but her being a witch? It's surprising. But then again, the more I think about it, the more it makes perfect sense.
Hmm? What's with the goofy grin?
Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, let's get going.
Over this way will yield us another chest. I need to pay more attention to where I'm slashing.
Ready to go?
My turn.
We did not get what I want, but... Ooh, okay, no one still. Ooh, it looks like it's going for a craft, and we got hit. Damn it. Had to move, we were out of range.
My turn. I need to hurry and find the others.
Oh, I almost leveled up. Actually, now that we've only got this enemy, let's I don't have I do not have turbo possible. That's another thing I might have to change in the settings, but considering how it worked in Cold Steel 1, maybe not. I much prefer the animation still playing than just a cut to black, which means with depending on what you're doing, can mean it just continuously is cutting to black repeatedly. And that's not good on a screen, in my opinion. So, but that would explain why the white trigger setting was changeable in the settings.
Enemies in sight.
My turn. Second form. Gale. My turn.
Can I just flame and punch them? Flame punch them.
Fall. Here I go. Ha. My turn. Ha. I need to hurry and find the others. I hope everyone at the academy's safe and sound. Not to mention Elise, Princess Alphen, and Prince Oliver, too.
Ah, we ran into the hitbox.
Let's move. Here I go. Here I go.
Let's save the CP, because I want it for a different thing.
I need to take a deep breath and keep calm. I can start My turn.
Ah, screw it, that's 3 enemies, I'll just go. I can't one-shot them anyway, so it's just lowers the amount of attacks I need to do, I would say. Oh, my toe. I think I might need to put it on. Oh, turn itself on. Possibly will. I forget where it is meant to on a Sunday. Oh well. Right, anyway. before heading any further, make sure you use the ordnance station. Maybe save it, depending on your sense of wanting to wage. And there's the proxy puppet we got. Revives us with a 50% HP gained back, but it will break immediately afterwards, meaning once it's used, that's it. You never will get it back. Well, there might be items you can get that do similar things, but on a permanent basis, yeah, fair enough. I don't think there is any, or there's at least an upgraded version that's full revive, not just half of your health. Thankfully, it turns out the part of the Isengard Rage we're on actually leads us slowly towards where Ween was wanting to get to anyway.
I knew it! I've been here before. Master Ka-Fi brought me here as part of my training.
So at least Ween knows the layout of the land.
Yeah. He was the founder of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School of Swordsmanship that I follow. His full name's Master Yoon Ka-Fi, though most just know him as the Sword Hermit. Man, when was the last time I came here? Must have been, I don't know, 5 years ago. In fact, if I remember right, my hometown of Ymir is only a few hours away.
Yippee!
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. Wanna head there? We might be able to get there by sundown.
If we hurry, yeah? As soon as we get to Ymir, I want to try and gather information on what's been going... What was that? It feels like it's coming closer.
Unfortunate news for Ween. It would appear that there's an enemy. Magic Knight Orfheim.
It's a magic knight!
You know what that thing is?
They're magic golems made during the Dark Ages, and they're incredibly strong. Damn it, what's one doing here?
AKA, we're fucked because Ween on his own is not going to be able to handle this. Oh dears. Possibly if Fenimar was able to be used, but...
Stand a chance against it on your own.
Maybe not. But that's not going to stop me from trying.
So, welcome to our first boss fight of the game.
You idiot! You're still recovering! You don't stand a chance!
We'll see about that. All I know is that it's standing between me and everyone I can. So if getting to them means taking this thing on, so...
Unbelievable.
And if it uses a certain skill, I'm not sure if it'll use it in this fight or in a later one, but there is a skill in this game that I really, really hate. Anyway, if you want to motivate, do so if you want to. I don't blame you if you do, because it is a strength up. Okay, so far it's using things that we expect of it. It's going to get that health up unless we just do a normal attack. This is its stats. It is just normal, damaged by any elemental attacks, and has a 10 on most things, 5 on feint, and 0 on the things that probably would matter most. You can potentially delay spam it, but it's very, very rare that that's going to happen. So it might be worth using a flame impact over an arc slash theoretically, but you know, it has about 33,768 health on a normal difficulty. It'll be higher on modes like Nightmare, and a little lower on Easy.
Let's move. Here I go. Burn to ash. Fall. Let's move.
You will need to heal yourself in this fight. But just trust me on that. There's no way you can get out of not healing unless you're on New Game Plus and you're like level 276. I don't know what the max level is of this game, but it's certainly high. Seeing as we start at level 40. Let's go for a Firebolt. We have no CP for any of our crafts. We've given it 0 arts, but it doesn't use any arts, so it will just not attack us.
My turn.
Good lord, we are barely doing damage to it, and we are dying horribly.
Done yet.
We have tier bombs, thankfully, so...
Here I go.
We need to use motivate. We really do. Oh god. This fight is painful.
Let's move. Burn to ash. Fall. My turn. Ha! My turn.
Well, our health.
Here I go. Sit. Let's move. Burn to ash. Fall. I won't give up.
Oh, come on, we're so close. Well, actually, no, we're not close at all. We're screwed. Oh no, the proxy puppet had to be activated. I did that out of feeling like it.
My turn.
Crap, we're just gonna be giving it the fucking thing, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'd rather not give it the health up, but...
Here I go.
Oh, thank goodness I don't have to give it... Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'd rather take all of them. Yay! We dodged one of the attacks, finally!
My turn.
We didn't get to counter, but oh well. Once you get it about under 10,000 health by the looks of things, the battle will end. So it looks like I'm thinking of a later fight about something I wanted to give out on. I'll give out on it when an enemy actually does it. So we, to the surprise of no one, is unable to do much to it.
I told you this would happen.
Well, we're dead.
Get back.
We're dead. We are fine. And well, Celine will at least attempt to do some kind of magic defense move. It doesn't work too well, and is now also going to die horribly. Oh, this was a short game. I'll see you guys in Costa 3 when we're playing somebody else. And
Seeing everyone again.
ah, we actually do get to see Toa at least for a second. If he danced to that.
Today, buddy.
Cross Crusade!
See you later. Cross Crusade.
Ah, it's always nice to get rescued by someone that's willing to use Cross Crusade. And that I do quite like the visuals of. Although the Magic Knight itself wasn't really defeated as much, and the cliff side gives out, meaning Ween's been rescued, thankfully, by an unknown person that we definitely didn't hear the voice of before in Costa 1, aka it's Toval.
Reen.
And Alphen and Elise are also with him, so bit unsafe to take them with you to the Isengard range there, Toval, but you know.
Made it without a second to spare. Good to see you're still in one piece.
I'm so glad we
Yippee!
I don't want to even
Ween's
imagine
no longer alone
you
again.
aren't hurt, are you?
But what about the cat? Yeah, he's no longer alone, away from any humans.
And
Reen, stay right there. Please, tell me you're all right. You look so exhausted. Who's she?
Elise, it's really you. I feel like I'm dreaming. I never would have expected you to come all the way out here.
Reen, please. There's no need to speak right now. Save your saying. We'll take you back to Ymir just as soon as we've seen to your injuries.
I'm just so glad you're all right. But how did you know I was here?
And Ween collapses.
As my consciousness began to fade, I heard a distinct voice resound at the back of my mind. A voice with all the gravity of steel, and yet a strange sense of familiarity, of warmth. And as I listened, I could feel myself being beckoned towards the wheel of fortune.
Dost thou desire the power?
And now we enter a opening sequence, not the one that you get when you boot up Cold Steel 2, that will come later. But we do get some visuals here of Ween and Crow, at the very least. We welcome you to Trails of Cold Steel 2 with our illustrious cast of Ween Schwarzer, Alyssa Wynford, blah, 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 blah. Noir, Sid, and Elliot Craig, they don't get to have individual bits, nor does Marcus or Emma. Fee and Eustace. I'm not sure why they're ordered the way they are. Gaius, Miriam. And we get to see what they'll be wearing when we go to them. Of course, we get some support with Claire, Toval, Sarah. Of course, Tara, Angelica, George. Ween on Angelica's bike in Heimdall frame. And then a long list of names. Because we're running out of time, this sequence is only meant to be going for so long. Did I lower the volume of the game to be a bit too quiet? Of course, Quo is on the evil guy's side, alongside the second Angress, Vita Clotilde. And, oh dear, it's Duverley. Take a shot ashore, people. Of course, Sapphire members. Him. Lecter gets put over here alongside Ortina, which is weird considering... Which might be considered a bit weird at this point in the game. I won't say anything else, though. Rufus and Duke Kyan. Yeah, hang on a second. Even with no spoilers, Lecter should not be on that on that bit at all. Like, what? Why? What? I forget that he's there. Actually, thinking about it, why is Lecter there without any context of Cold Steel 2? The question is just what? Because he doesn't do anything in Cold Steel 2 because he's in Crossbell due to the events of Ashore, currently ongoing. It's the only bit that's really questionable. And yes, there were characters there that we will be not knowing until later, like Ortina. Ween is making a habit of going unconscious and waking up in various different places. But at least this time, this one's a lot more hospitable, as it is his room in Ymir. Those that listened to the drama CD that involved Class 7 dealing with Blue Blanc and his shenanigans as per usual will have already known that what Ymir is like, at least to an extent. But for those of us that don't live in Japan or know Japanese, this is our first true sight of Ymir in gameplay form.
Back home. The memories are kind of hazy now, but I think that means everything that happened in the mountain.
Why'd it get so cold all of a sudden?
Oh, I just wonder when someone chooses to open a window because they feel too warm. Those people deserve a special place in hell.
Yeah, just a second ago. How about you?
I guess. I slept more than I meant to, actually.
Oh god, that means she's gonna be all groggy like I was this morning. Fuck. Elise! is here to welcome Ween back to the realm of the living.
It's probably closer to noon now, isn't it? Elise?
Falcom. No, you know what? No, not this one. This one's definitely can be taken more wholesomely.
How scared I was. There was all that chaos in the capital, and then we lost all contact with you. We had no idea. We're just so relieved.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for worrying you so much, Elise.
No, you don't need to apologize. I knew that somewhere out there you were all right.
Yay, Ween's fine.
It's good to be back. And thanks.
I see our two little lovebirds are as Twitter-pated as ever.
Oh, Fern.
Pardon? Good morning, Reen. And to you as well, Elise.
Hey there. Just swinging by to see how you're holding up.
You're here too, Your Highness? I'm really not dreaming then.
Alvin Renee Sanor.
Oh, you're so silly, Reen. I would have thought the warmth of your dear sister pressed against your chest was proof enough of that.
Yeah.
Your Highness, please.
Well, Alvin be's a tease. Toval. Vanador.
Well, I'm just glad you're
Vanador. Blah, blah, blah. It's just how I'm going to be pronouncing
How
that.
you feeling? Still sore? You've been fast asleep since we brought you back here yesterday.
It's been a whole day.
Don't have any
Again.
serious injuries, at least.
Ween, you need to wake up
I
better.
doubt I'd be able to say that if you hadn't come with me.
Humans are not
Thanks
designed
to
to
the
sleep that long.
I suppose I owe you my thanks, too. That art of yours didn't come a moment too soon.
You're both very welcome. I just didn't want to give these two young ladies anything to cry about.
Aww.
I see you're finally up.
And we finally see in gameplay form Ween's
Hello,
parents.
Reen. It's wonderful to see you back home.
I imagine you have plenty of questions running through your mind. First and foremost is getting you something to eat.
Is the theory for Ween's dad
We
the
can
same
discuss
as
what to do
Geralt
from here
in
on
Three
out.
Houses, or am I crazy? I forget these things sometimes. But there might be, might not be. Don't use me as a fact checker. Don't do that. I figured that out when I realised one or two title reigns in WWE that I really enjoyed were a lot shorter than they actually were. Anyway, welcome to Ymir, Hot Springs Paradise. Famous for its hot springs, funnily enough, and its footbath in the middle of the thing. In the middle of the village. Yes, this is a small village, it is a barony, and it means that Yasmin is technically a noble, but out of all places to be a noble of, not really that nobly. In the slightest. In the winter, lots of snow. In the spring, still some snow, but it's definitely starting to melt. Lucia Schwarzer. And Teo Schwarzer. The Noble Alliance have control of Heimdall, which is unfortunate, but it means that all the major cities are under their control. Oh dear. Basically, at this point, most of the Imperial army that still exists are held up in very specific places, essentially having to do guerrilla warfare to be able to handle the soldats. It's just how it was going to end up if they couldn't stop them immediately, basically. Good news is Alpha and Elise were together when it all started happening. Toval showed up and rescued them. Yay! And Toval got a request because he was on the Courageous, so because he was been on the Courageous beforehand, so that does most likely mean he got the request from Oliver. Yeah, he did. Okay, I forgot whether he mentioned it or not. So it took them 10 days to get to Ymir. Well, yeah, they were in Heimdall, so actually, yeah, would take a while actually. The good news is that the Noble Alliance aren't actually going to hurt the royal family. But it doesn't mean that they're exactly okay. The Curse in the Bell last year on Hump. Oh shit, it's only been a year since Sky the Third. Or Sky Second Chapter, whichever point in time that would be a year prior. I need to play those two. I do need to play the Sky games. Ah well. Ween, it just brings up the moment there's like news to do with the Academy. Of course, Tristo is under the Noble Alliance control. That was just going to happen immediately. There was no two ifs, or there were no two ways about it. That was going to happen. Crow was there, for fuck's sake. Pardon me. It's Trails. I highly doubt people are just going to die off screen. If it's just like, oh yeah, all the instructors died, it'd be like, oh, well that's a downer. Could we at least seen it happen? Some students potentially have made it somewhere else in Erebonia. So good news is they won't be having to worry about getting caught up in being occupied. But I feel like maybe staying in Trista would have been potentially better than somewhere else. Celine being about is the guarantee that Emma is alive. At the very least. So if she suddenly falls down the stairs and brained herself on a wall, Celine would be able to go, uh-oh, I think she's in danger. At the very least. Ween still needs to rest after everything that's happened, but it does mean we get time to relax and go around the village to get all of our shit back, like the cooking recipe and fishing. Welcome now to the start of the prologue. Welcome and your madness knows no bounds. The depths of despair. Well, while we have to crawl out of this giant hole that Ween's dug himself into, we get our event marker tutorial, and we can now access Ymir's town map with the X button, which shows us all the different places we are to go. The Schwarzer Mansion, the Sibian Church, over to the Footbath, the Tavern, the Wings Inn, Phoenix Wings Inn, and of course out into the valley. So, well, we're starting here in the mansion, might as well go and do this stuff first. To be fair, Ymir is considered more of a neutral place, so it's, you know, no need to worry too much. Viscount Arseed was unable to be contacted. He's presumably on the Courageous, I would say, because he is the captain of the ship. He'll be fine. Yeah, he's a strong warrior. He'll be fine. And if he's not in the Gram, then they have no reason to head over there. The Noble Alliance are probably just going to leave it alone. Because there's no strategic value in having the Gram under control. If it's until Imperial people start showing up there. If there were Imperial people, but highly doubtful because they've pushed them out of most of that part of the world anyway. Kaifei's doing something somewhere else. We'll learn more about that later, or Course 3 potentially. I forget. But the point is, Kaifei's not in Erebonia, so there's no need to think, oh, I wonder if he could help. Anyway, head over to Lucia, and she's making some peasant stew. How lovely. Now myself, I have such lovely meals as cereal. And what else do I eat? She really is doing a good job at being a mother. And Reen is, of course, self-deprecating as per usual. And I agree with Reen that it's easier to bash oneself than to bash others. I mean, I think I'm a piece of shit sometimes. That doesn't mean that I am. It just means I think I am. People argue over who the best waifu is, and I can easily say, why does no one care about Ween's mother? Is it because everyone thinks that there's no need to try and compete for her because Teo is at the very least still alive, and people don't actually want to NTR others in their fantasies? Oh, so Doggy, yeah, Bedux, yeah, Doggy, yeah. Looks so fluffy. I want to pet him. I want to pet him. You can't pet him, unfortunately. It's a shame. Over by the footpath, Elise seems to be giving Celine a load of milk. Fair enough. Celine does need to eat too, I guess.
Well, it's quite cold outside, so I thought I'd come and give Celine some warm milk. I keep telling her that she doesn't need to go out of her way for me, but she won't listen. The steam here is plenty to keep me warm. Oh no, that wouldn't do at all. You saved my brother's life. At least allow me to try and make your stay here in Ymir a comfortable one.
Celine saved my life? And when exactly did this happen?
I told her nothing of the sort. I keep trying to tell her it's not true, but she won't believe a word I say. Is something the matter?
Nope, not a thing.
I'd really rather you didn't act like I saved his life, though.
Yeah, you were the one that gave the order, so...
What do you mean? Nothing. Forget I said anything. The milk's cooled down a little now, so I'm going to have some. Thank you.
Celine almost opened her mouth a bit too much. Flashback to Coastal 1. It is Celine that led Elise to the red door back in Coastal 1. That almost got Elise killed. So, yeah, it was her fault. So, no reason to hate Celine.
That better not have been who I think it is.
Don't give me that look. I wouldn't have let her in there if I didn't think it was safe, you know. I was desperate. You just had such a half-hearted reaction to that door, so I started getting impatient.
Well, it was a red door that did nothing, Celine. For fuck's sake, you can't just assume.
She wasn't in any danger, honestly. The Guardian in there was designed not to attack people unrelated to the trial. It didn't touch her even when she was right in front of it, right? That's proof of
it was about to. Like, its attack would have connected.
Mama's lectured me over and over about it too.
You're sorry.
I'm not sure why you're whispering to one another, but regardless, like I said before, I want to make your stay a comfortable one.
At least does a perfect act of negotiation at the very least, of just getting everyone to just not fight.
Sorry. Why are you sorry?
Well, she does genuinely seem to regret what she did. And at least didn't come.
Oh, yeah, I guess nothing bad happened. We'll let her off the hook.
I really do have one amazing little sister. Compared to her,
Wayne is definitely better than Elise in some aspects, I would say. And now we get one of our various notebook bits. Specifically the character bit, where we get our class 7 members, Wayne, and our various supporters. This will fill up over time, same with the battle thing, though if you really want to have everything, make sure you use battle scopes on some of the earlier enemies, and once you've got access to people like Elliot or Emma, make sure to use their analysing skills to, well, analyse. Anyway, over to the tavern. And Toval is just sat there.
If you've come to thank me for saving your butt again, save it. I'm just glad I made it in time. Princess Alphen and that sister of yours are the ones you should be talking to. You were on their minds this whole time.
Yeah, I can tell. I really do appreciate you coming for me, though. I was pretty far out from town, so I didn't think anyone would find me. Just goes to show what bracers can do, I guess.
About that, I wasn't actually the one who found you.
So who did?
You weren't?
2 days ago, I got a call out of nowhere on my Arcus. They gave me this
Now,
crazy amount
I'm
of
not
detail.
going to say who found
Just
Ween,
hung up. Didn't even say who they were.
but who has the resources to be able to go that far into the Isengard range without anyone noticing before you get there? Because some of the bouts are required going through Ymir.
Figured it couldn't hurt to go take a look.
Someone that has the power to go in and out of the Isengard range and is able to give the info. Think about that for a second. The
I couldn't
answer.
even recognize their voice. No, that's not really true. Sounds kind of familiar. Maybe. Whatever. No use dwelling on it.
Well, whoever the source was, they were useful.
There's the war for start.
So we don't need to care too much about a mystery caller helping out on rescuing
Have you and the rest of the guild been doing?
Well, we've been trying. We're pretty limited on what we can do. Partly because we've all been split up since the... I don't even know if any of the others in Erebonia are okay.
How many other places were even there in Erebonia when the Civil War began? Because all the ones that are based in Crossbell were in Crossbell when all of the shit starts going down there.
It sounds like things have gotten even
And
worse
due to all of the laws, all of the things that Osborn has done to push bracers out of Erebonia, would suggest that there's not many. There's not many, because the Gram has a bracer guild. That's the only one we know of. There used to be bracer guilds in a load of other places. If there is a bracer guild anywhere else in Erebonia, then
as it stands, the Noble
probably not worth talking about.
Overwhelming advantage, but the Imperial Army showing no signs of surrendering to them.
The Imperial Army are going to John Cena this, aren't they? I just realised that. I realised it's like, oh, we're getting beaten up completely, continuously, and then just suddenly just Wing comes on with Falamar and just AAs the Noble Alliance.
Even members of Ouroboros.
Noble Alliance is quite strong, considering it does have Ouroboros, Jaegers, literally everything necessary to just be a force to be reckoned with.
Jaegers being employed here in Erebonia is nothing new, but there's way more of them here these
It's not like they can get in Crossbell.
As for Ouroboros, they're probably just trying to stir up trouble of their own.
At least we don't have to deal with the ones in Crossbell.
Then there's the fact that Erebonia isn't the only place with problems right now.
Yeah, move on to sure, and I'll sharp about that until we actually get to a scene where it relates to it.
Sorry, you've got enough on your plate without... Try saving all those bad thoughts you got piling up for another day. You need to focus on relaxing.
It'll be nice when we get to Reverie where... No, wait, no, not even Reverie. When we get to Cold Steel 3 and it will just be... The only stuff you need to care about is what's going on your screen. Instead of, oh yeah, by the way, there's these things from the other countries that's going on and you need to play those games and you need to read the related media to understand everything. You're just going to have to get one of those flowcharts going.
Oh, and while I'm giving you good advice, why not take a dip in the hot spring? Could be a nice way to clear your head.
It probably would. Maybe I should pay a visit to the...
Well, the Finger Springs is a location that we do need to go to, so the advice from Toval is rather well done. Heading over here, we don't really get anything out of it because it's just, except for Wayne thinking about snowboarding. There's no need to do that yet, but we'll get access to the ability to do some snowboarding later. I'll do more of that then. We'll head over to the valley next. The next thing we'll be unlocking is the fishing. But how do we unlock the fishing? Kenneth ain't here, is he? Nope, it's Annabelle. That noble person from back in Keldic. Annabelle wants to know where Kenneth is, but we don't know. But well, they fled together. Yay! The funny thing is where we find Kenneth suggests that he was in the correct direction at the very least. Regardless of how much fishing you did in the first game, you don't have any of your fishing gear remaining. Fuck. So we have to get replenished with a feather ward and a fishing book, and we're back to square one with our fishing. Oh dears. Once again, if you do all of the fishing, you do get some prizes. You can exchange for prizes, and you do get some nice rewards for actually doing the fishing. If you do all of it, I do believe this game still gives you a Master Quartz, which realistically means you're only going to be doing this in a New Game Plus setting, because you will not know where all the fish are. unless you spend all day like going to all the different places every time you get something new going on. At the moment, the only real thing we can find at the moment is this fish, so you know, well, we can get a Casagan, and we could probably farm them a little bit and get on the prices. What does Mirabelle even offer with the angular points that we can get? We can get tier bombs, 1,500 HP restored. EP charge 1. We don't really have any EP charges, to be fair. So fighter badge does gives us more health, more strength, and more arts. So you know, useful. Yeah. Blind, chance to blind enemies. 100p though, so that means you're probably not going to be able to get it immediately. So just keep that in mind if you do happen to do the fishing. Annabelle will be hanging around for pretty much all game in Ymir, so anytime you want to exchange angler points, you know where to go. Elfins in the church, because everyone here is a believer of religion.
She's praying so intently. Thinking about it, she must be even more distressed right now than I am.
Please, Adios, please do everything you can to make things go well.
You're looking rather well today.
Meanwhile, Adios just like, damn it, my resources are on crossbow. Far.
How about you? Are you managing all right here? I'm guessing life in a tiny village like this is harder than you're used to. If there's anything I can do to make things easier for you, though, don't hesitate.
Yeah, it's better than being occupied by a bunch of assholes with soldats.
The scenery is stunning. The hot springs are oh so soothing, to say nothing of your mother's spectacular cooking. I'm having the time of my life here. I almost envy Elise for growing up in such a wonderful place.
I'm happy to hear you say that. Still.
On top of all that,
at least Ymir won't become a ghost town.
Oh, and meet a mysterious talking cat too. Not everyone gets to do that now, do they? I still haven't had the pleasure of meeting that Ashen Knight of yours, however. Perhaps I might have the chance once he wakes up?
Fine, Elfin. We'll go expeditioning up the mountain later. Sheesh.
Well...
Head patch file for... You violated her! No!
I realize I'm the last person who has any right to say this, but there's no need to force yourself to bottle everything up and put on a brave face.
Says Wayne.
I know how worried I am about my classmates, so I can only imagine how you must feel.
I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be royalty. I shouldn't be getting all worked up about something like this, but just thinking of what my family must be going through is just too much to bear. Cedric and we had a fight on the morning it all happened. I was planning to make up with him that evening, but...
Well, it's not like he's dead.
I'm sure he won't hold that against you. You'll be able to make up with him next time you see him. I'm sure that'll be sooner than you think, too. In the meantime, there's no need to force yourself to seem like being apart from them isn't bothering you. Royalty or not, no one would blame you for being worried or upset. And every single one of us here wants to do what we can to help.
I'm fine now. I hope I don't sound ungrateful, but I think you should be spending more time with Elise rather than me. This is your first chance in a while to spend some quality time together.
Someone online needs to make an edit of that one game that's been circling a few circles lately. And change the characters to Wheel and Elise. Then I can rightfully punch someone in the face.
Why?
I'm orchestrating a scenario so I can punch someone in the face. Instead of doing it to Starwell or whatever.
I mean, it's true that she's a little more dependent on me than you'd expect for a girl her age. That doesn't mean she needs me
does not need
hovering
Elise
around her
in
all the
it.
time. Then again, maybe you're right. I should try and cheer her up while I still can.
That's not exactly what I meant. Oh, this is so difficult on a fair maiden's heart, I hope you know.
Alvin, please. I want Wayne's heart to be taken by someone that isn't, you know, his sister. And before anyone says, oh, well, you see, later on in the game, so that reveals certain things. Still, there's still many an issue. There's still plenty of issues. At least is what I consider the worst option for Wayne. And there's still several bad options for him anyway, so... Anyway, before I get heated over Eventide again... Talking to Head Chef Werner here, he allows us to get our cooking book back. Except with no recipes. Darn. My creativity is infinite, compared to some people. I.e. me. I have no creativity. I have a capture card now. I can record any of these games on Switch. I know, I'm just going to play Mario Kart. And then go back to PC and play console 2. I'm a genius. Nah. Unfortunately, we lost our recipe book, which means we'll need a new one. And we happily got a new one, and we get the salty onigiri recipe. And Wayne, of course, is able to make the unique version, the tri-color onigiri. So, ultimately not the worst thing ever, to be honest. And of course, the various recipes will take time for us to get. So, if you happen to get them, then cool. If you happen to not get them, well, as long as there's no outright necessity to get all of them, to be fair, once you've done all of the previous objectives, you can now talk to Manager Baggins to go into the hot springs. Wayne will always be Master Wayne to some of these fellas. It just makes sense. Nobleness occurring. To the hot spring. We go inside to carry on the main story. Ah, avert your eyes. Wayne's wearing barely anything.
You really can't beat an outdoor hot spring. Feels like all the fatigue that's been building up inside me is melting away. I don't think I realized just how exhausted I was until I came in here. Still, what am I supposed to do now? Chancellor Osborne's been shot. Capital's been occupied.
How could it happen? Everything's gone horribly wrong.
Then there's Crow. That was practically a joke. I didn't stand a chance against him. Even borrowing the power of something like a divine knight wasn't enough to fight him on equal terms. Far from it. It was hopeless from the start. I didn't realize before he was holding back against me the whole time. Even without that trump card of his, he could have defeated me effortlessly. And yet there was me, all happy, thinking that I'd won. Right before he knocked me back with a single blow. If only I wasn't so weak.
You know, I'm not going to reference it. I was thinking of doing a Doctor Who reference, but I'm not going to reference it. Yeah, the episode only aired yesterday, so I would be that asshole for those that haven't seen it yet.
Instead, I ended up running away and leaving everyone else behind. There's no point in blaming how things ended on Celine or Valamar. None of this is their fault. This is all on me. Because of that,
it's all my fault! Ah! Oh god, give him a fucking AFI album.
People to share it with. I thought my life was finally gaining some direction, but now I feel totally
Actually, you know what? This feels like a time for a stereo to just be playing in the background of Pain by 3 Days Grace, actually. It's just suddenly just pain without love. It would just fit. Ween is just being angsty.
Sorry if I'm bothering you.
Ah! Elise is only wearing a towel. I'm getting out of here while I still can.
Did you want to use the springs too?
I'm just going to look over here.
I...
Actually, you know what? No, I can't because OBS is right there. I am still seeing everything.
So I thought that perhaps
Fuck.
you could come and join me.
I mean, I know we used to come in here together when we were kids. We're a little old for that now, don't you think? I'm not so sure it's the best idea.
Now that a woman's flame gives Ween the biggest of hard-ons.
Please, we're siblings. There's no need to feel so self-conscious. And you must be exhausted after all that's happened. So I thought the least I could do was come and wash your back for you.
I am slow. I'm just going to slowly move towards a door by going in the opposite direction.
The water's nice and toasty, huh? Truth be told, I haven't taken a dip here for some time.
I've never been to hot springs, so I'll take the character's assessments of in-game hot springs as my understanding of them.
Yeah, same. Bathing during the fall when the leaves are changing has its charms, but something about watching the snow really relaxes me. And it's plenty relaxing even without a bottle of sake in hand, despite what Master Kafai might tell you.
How do I always pronounce it Kaifei? He doesn't have a Y or an I on this first bit.
To say nothing of the fact that Father can never turn down the opportunity to help him finish a bottle or 3 whenever he visits.
I'm sorry. You came out here because you were worried.
Oh no, not at all. That wasn't why I came here at all. It's just that...
You're not the only one. It's like everyone I meet has to go out of their way for me. It's how things
That's
have been
because
for
you're
my whole
special,
life.
Ween. Everyone wants to help
Like they
you.
have to be-
What do you mean?
Not special as in... It's a shame how far down the spectrum of autism you are, Ween. I guess we'll have to help you with your day-to-day activities. I'm saying this in a non-funny aspect. Just that would be a very unfortunate form of special. For a video game. For a video game. In real life, I'm not going to comment on that because that'd be rather mean. And of course...
It happened the day when I lost control and scared you 8 years ago. It happened the day Master Kafai cut short my years of training. It even happened only
Special
last
as in he's chosen one. I don't know what
so
my
that
mind's
I
thinking
and
of.
I alone
Please
could be
ignore me.
saved.
That's not...
Looking back on my life, I've been too fortunate for my own good. All I've done is bask in the kindness of everyone I know, giving nothing worthwhile in return.
It was founded in a blizzard 12 years ago, so I think we already knows full damn well
some kind of curse.
that
I don't have the right
stuff
to
are the
be
way they
treated
are.
kindly.
But
Not when I seemingly can't do a thing to return that kindness and am too weak to fight for them when they need it. None of this should have ever happened. If I'd known it would. Then I'd never have gone to the academy to begin with.
Stop.
thankfully, Elise
All that you've just said...
Thankfully, Elise is being a voice of fucking reason to him because, oh, if only I just don't do anything at all, nothing bad would ever happen. You know what would change if Ring just chose to sit on his ass in Ymir all that time? Well, first of all, several things would have gone badly in Crossbell, more so than you'd think. Secondly, and this is more important, the Civil War will go very differently, and the world would be fucked over because Ween wouldn't be there for Cold Steel 4.
The right to be treated kindly? And who exactly decides who has that right, whatever that's supposed to be?
You don't have no one has the right to be treated kindly, necessarily. It's more that people have the power to be kind to others, regardless of their background. Isn't that what several religions teach?
I don't look out for you because I expect something in return or because I want you to defend me. Acts of kindness aren't debts to be repaid.
But I want to repay them.
I look out for you
And
because
that's
I care
the
about you,
problem.
because you're important to me.
Yay!
Mother, Father,
Ah, hand holding.
Please don't say that you don't have the right to be treated kindly. Of course you do.
How much trauma is already in Reen's head? Fucking hell.
You care so
I
much
forget
about the
that there's
people
more
who
than
matter
just
to you.
whatever than the trauma that he gets in between 2 and 3.
Why can't you understand that those people care
Ugh.
just as much about you?
Why do I remember the least about Cold Steel 2?
Back to that day when you were separated from
Is
your
it a bad game?
classmates.
No. No, it's not bad.
What
Just
kind
my
of
least
expressions
favourite.
did they have when you parted from them?
They were smiling. Like, well, I mean, not all of them. Some of them looked more stern, but that's because some of them seemed a bit more. The smiling million.
They were smiling. They all believed that we'd see each other again. That no matter what happened along the way, and that one day we'd move forward together as a class again. Just like we. Maybe there's nothing wrong with feeling lost and impatient from time to time. I believe in all of them. And if they see me as worthy of their
It's nice
trust,
for Ween to get friendship
I'd like to
speech
try
every now and
believe
again.
myself, too. We're classmates.
Just
more than
need to
We're friends.
bash him in the head a bit and remember that he's got people that care about him.
I'm sure that somewhere,
Stop
someday,
falling into the
our paths
holes
will
of
cross again.
trauma and all that.
I think so too.
Thanks, Elise. I feel like you gave me exactly what I needed to move forward.
You don't need to thank me. I didn't do anything. All I did was remind you of something you already knew. It was your time at the academy that gave you what you needed.
And now it's all been torn apart.
I am a little envious of your classmates, though.
Still, I'm really thankful to have you in my life. I might not be the most dependable brother in the world, but I'd appreciate it. And while it might be a ways away, I'll keep striving to be an older brother you can be proud of.
I'm always proud of you, you know? And of course I will. I see all's well that ends well. Your Highness?
Alfin brings in Celine, and my brain immediately went for a dirty joke. I refused to state. Because Celine, while certainly of a larger size, I think it's not worth. Why do I do that? Why am I just reflecting that? Oh, I could have said something, and I chose not to. Am I just stating that my brain is just malfunctioning and just would cancel itself out massively?
Stumble upon during my humble quest. Considering you were waiting for the perfect time to make your grand entrance, stumbling is a stretch.
You were waiting?
Were you?
I have a feeling I should probably move the webcam, but
Elise, have you ever known me to be so unladylike?
It's you,
The
Princess
bond between
Alfin.
siblings is truly
Elise probably
miraculous.
knows you too well.
Not only do you share an unwavering kinship, but you'll always have the tender embrace of skinship.
Oh, Alfin, you're so funny.
I appreciate your concern. Still, Elise is one thing, but I'm not entirely comfortable sharing the springs with you.
Oh, come now, Reen. This is the bath. Ranks are stripped once our clothes are, as far as I'm concerned.
You're taking after Oliver too much.
That being said, may I join Elise in what this would make the perfect chance for us to finally strengthen our bond as honorary siblings. Wouldn't you agree?
Haha, anyone that likes Alfin, she wants to be an honorary sibling of Reen. Ha, suck it. That means those that ship those two together are automatically invalidated. Let's go. No.
I'm sorry, okay?
Huh?
About, you know, things. I'm not exactly all that cognizant of human feelings and the like. Emma often points out as much. But thinking back, I have done some things that were probably quite insensitive in your eyes.
No shit.
Look at you.
Huh?
If anything, I should be the one apologizing. I shouldn't have taken my frustrations out on you like that. Can you forgive me?
forgive you? Why would I need to?
Wayne always makes it about how he needs to apologize.
I really...
Oh look, the sounds of the undefeated Magic Knight.
That sounded like...
I know exactly what that... It's that magic knight we ran into on the way...
I had a feeling...
We
Turtles
didn't murder it, and now it's going to kill us all.
It sounds like it's coming this way.
Just got still 2 logo for our transition out of the hot springs and into our clothes. Wayne's a danger to everyone. We must isolate him. Well, obviously no. We're just going to go and fight it, because it's now another obstacle for us to deal with. Whoopee! And it wouldn't be Trails if there weren't obstacles to overcome. Rapidu and all that. Tova will join us, thankfully. That means we got at least some combat stuff. And Elise also wants to come with us, which... yeah, we immediately it's like, no, please no, why? But combat etiquette is imperative to calling oneself a noble. Is it? Is that why is that what all the French people were doing when they weren't eating cake and getting their heads lopped off? Well, it wasn't going to be mean to the French. Ah well. More of a beloved brother aside, Alvin teasing aside. Wayne loses all arguments about Elise's status of being involved in fighting here, and so 2 new party members, Toval and Elise. Yippee! We now have the power to adjust our order of people, and the tactic screen is now available to us. And now we get reminded about how to recover health and all that. So anyway, Elise, she has an S-Break of Fragrant Garden, an Area XL Class SS, and she gets 2 crafts, with Swallowtail, a line delay, so it's arc slash, but different, and Holy Scroll, a area large healing, heals about 60% HP, depending on your max HP of course, cures all elements and stat downs that can be cured of course, and there are stuff that can't be, and Toval with his stronger S-Break compared to these 2 fuckers, with Rebellion Storm, and his crafts revolve around Double Strike, doing some impeding and sealing, Disney Blow, causing balance down to be applied while also potentially failing, and Sphere Break, which lowers art's defense and causes mute. Basically, this will then allow him to do better with his arts. Speaking of which at least starts with the Ares Master Quartz locked in, and Toval has Wing. These are just 2 Master Quartzes we can't look at stat-wise because the game won't let us. But we can go into the accessory department and see that Toval has correct caliber, because he is meant to be the Zero Artisan, aka he can spam arts a lot more easily compared to others, so they gave him an item in the game, half steel casting time. This is a useful accessory, by the way. So yes, we will be doing what we can to make sure we definitely get that. I think that's my plan, but that might change. I forget things too easily. Anywho's, we gotta head off into the valley. Next time. Yeah, see, next time. I'm sorry for the tease there on the next time, but I need to do other things today. So Those that have seen this on YouTube, yes, this series is carrying on into COD Steel 2. I apologise immensely if you thought I was going to just go over to Mario Kart for the rest of time and space, since that should have been released today, actually, on YouTube, which was streamed yesterday. So, next time I stream COD Steel 2, we'll be heading off into the valley to go and deal with the Magic Knight, and I did save it. Good, I did. So yeah, do all the things you can on the social medias that I happen to put this on, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye bye.